Well, we love featuring artists you should know about on the show, and today we're heading to Australia to talk with singer-songwriter Vanessa Sanger. Vanessa is based out of Tamworth, which is in New South Wales, Australia. She's a country singer and a Female Vocalist of the Year nominee in 2023. She just released a covers album called Life, Love, and Memories and a single called Reason to Cry. We're excited to have Vanessa Sanger on the show. First, Vanessa, thanks so much for staying up late and coming on.
You're very welcome, Jeff. It's an honor to actually be asked to be on your show, so thank you very much.
Yeah, because what is it, like 11 o'clock at night, your time?
It certainly is, yes, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But being musicians, we're always up late, so it doesn't really matter. So.
Oh, yeah. You never, it depends on what's happening. Well, you have an interesting story. Mm-hmm. You didn't really know what was going to, I mean, you've been singing since you were like 5, but you took a different path. You were like a policewoman. You worked in ambulance service. You were working as a private investigator. I mean, how did you get into that, first of all?
Oh, look, I grew up in a family that was involved with police, ambulance, and rescue squad. My dad was the captain of the rescue squad. So we were always around those type of people. So all I really wanted to do was be a police officer and sing.
Wow.
So that's, pretty much all I wanted to do, and that's what I've done. So
I heard a funny story you tell on a different interview where you said that when you're a police officer in Australia, you have to wear your uniform all the time, or what is this?
Yes, you do have a uniform, and you wear it when you're on duty. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Because one time you were on duty and she was actually singing in her police uniform. So.
I actually did, yeah. I was my first posting at Tamworth. I went from the academy and doing patrol down the street during the festival. And one of my old bands was playing down the street and they asked me to come and sing. And I initially said no because I was in uniform and I'd only just started there. So I didn't really want him to get into trouble because nobody actually knew that I could sing. That I worked with at the police station. And they said, oh, no, it's only really early in the morning. There's no one around. Just come up and do one song, And I went, I said, okay. And I said to my partner, I said, look, if the radio goes urgent, you need to throw it at me really hard so I can drop the microphone and go run. So she said, no, that's fine, not a problem. So I got up and I sang with my old band, and by the first chorus, there were people on their phones running from everywhere going, there is this police officer singing down the street in uniform. And I went, oh, my goodness, I'm seriously going to get into trouble when I get back to the station. So I did a couple of songs, walked back to the station, and the sergeant just looked at me when I walked in and he said, so, I believe we have a singing policeman on our hands. I went, gee, bad news travels fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good way to make a first impression, that's for sure.
Oh, first impressions last, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, you've had an amazing career. I mean, you look amazing, Vanessa. You've had 4 kids, so life kind of got in the way. You had the family for a while.
Yes.
When did you meet Glen, who was your partner? He passed away in January of 2022. You guys did a duet album. How did you meet Glen?
Well, it was through music again. My previous partner, now, I just tell this story to everybody. I've had 3 partners, and every single one of them has been called Glen. So I go Glen 1, Glen 2, Glen 3.
Oh, wow.
I know. I now have another beautiful partner, and his name's Michael. So I've moved away.
Okay,
from
well,
Glenn's.
that's good. Get away from Glen's.
But anyhow, so Glen 2, we were doing private investigations, and he got called to a job, an insurance job, for a house that was sinking, basically, in Gympie. So we went up to this place at Gympie, and the people that we met there, we got talking, and Glen told them that I sang, and they said, oh, you need to talk to Glen Albrecht. He's a muso from up here, and, he goes to all these musters around the country and runs some, and you need to talk to him and see if he can get on the bill up here, because we were only new to Queensland from New South Wales. I had no idea who he was or whatnot anyhow, so cut a long story short, these people passed my number on to Glen. He eventually rang me, and I never gave it another thought, to be honest, because I was so busy doing my private investigation business and doing a little bit of singing, but not much. that I didn't, and the kids, I didn't really think much of it. And he rang me one day and we had a bit of a chat, and he invited me to sing at a muster up at Mergen in Queensland. So I went, yeah, why not? I thought, I've always wanted to go and sing at these musters and get out of the pubs and clubs and just do something a little different. So I went up there. It was my first muster. I was nervous as you would not believe. And he said he would back me with the band and whatnot, and had an absolute ball. And we actually met as friends. He started his muster the next year, so I was an artist on his muster. And as they say, the rest is history.
Wow. Well, and I saw this muster, and I'm like, this is a different term for us Americans here. Muster,
yes, it is.
What is it? Like a roundup, a gathering, a festival? What is it?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything. So a muster is like a festival. So everybody comes together and we have a great time of playing music and doing other things. We did Australia Day things where we had like stall holders, and then we did toad races, and we did lots, and we had all the classic cars there. So it wasn't just music. We had lots and lots of fun, but it was pretty much just music. Everybody came together. We put up a stage where anybody could get up and sing. We call them the walk-ups. So if you could play a poem, play an instrument, sing a song, do a dance, whatever you wanted to do, you could get up and do that. And then at the end of the week, we usually have our big concert, which is paid artists on our main stage.
Cool. Well, and then because he passed away in 2022, when did the duet album, Yesterday's Roses, come out?
It came out in 21.
Okay.
So, yeah, just before that.
And he started this Kenmore Park music muster, and you're still doing it, right?
Absolutely. Yes, I do. I don't do it at he had it at his property, but I don't have that property anymore. So I just take it to different venues. We've been to Gameri Bush Camp, and we've had a New Year's Eve Kenmore Park music muster there. We did Bingra in New South Wales last year. We had New Year's Eve there, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go this year. I'm still looking around for a great venue because, it's great to have it in one venue, but it's also good to go and have a look at other places around the country as well, and take all my campers and all my music followers with me to have a great time.
Yeah. Well, is it happening next month?
Not next, no, that's New Year's Eve, so it will be the end of the year. But in June, I haven't done anything for June this year, no.
Okay. Because, go check Vanessa out. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. Her new album, Life, Love, and Memories, is out now, along with the single Reason to Cry. Well, because Life, Love, and Memories, this is a covers album, and Glen actually, had this hooked up for you. You thought it was going to be a duet album. Tell us the story behind this.
Yeah, look, we did our duet album, but I'd never done a solo album. And when he found out he was sick, and towards the end of his sickness, he actually said to me, I've actually arranged for you to have a solo album done with a studio in Tamworth. He said, it's all been done. All you have to do is pick out the songs and get it done. And I went, what? I was totally blown away, because I didn't really want to do it without him because of our connection. But, I did, and it's been great. It's in dedication to him. And as I say, every song on the album I picked relates to my life in one way, shape or form. And A Reason to Cry is pretty much the story of our life and tells the picture.
Yeah, well, and a lot of them, most people, when they listen to this album, they're not going to think this is a covers album. The biggest one is pretty much Stand By Your Man.
Oh, yes.
That people
absolutely.
will know.
Yes.
But, because we just played Darlin' Billy. Where'd you find that song, or where's that song?
Yeah, so Darlin' Billy is a Norma O'Hara Murphy song, and she is a bush balladeer. But when we took it to the studio, we pulled it apart a bit and made it a little bit rockier. And even from the album version, when I do it live, I do it a little bit rockier with the band as well. So we put in a little bit of twist on some of the songs. Stand By Your Man, no, because that's a classic song and you just don't mess with those classic songs. Yeah. But this I've Never Been to Me is an old song. So we just put a little bit of a twist on that. Play Me the Waltz of the Angels. Oh, lots of songs. There's a Keith Urban song on there as well, The River, Grandpa, a classic Judd song. So all songs, but they all actually tell stories, and part of those songs relate to me in some way.
Yeah, it's cool how you did it, because, when you first listen to it, you wouldn't think that it's a covers album. Because who did this? Where'd you record it at, or who produced it for you?
Yeah, well, Rob Breeze produced it, and he has a studio in Tamworth called Beat and Track Studios, and that's who Glen and I did our duet album with as well. Okay. So he produced the album. Yeah.
So you guys were familiar with each other.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Glen and Rob were great friends as well. So it was a bit of a combined tribute album. Yeah.
Well, go check Vanessa out. She's Vanessa Sanger. It's Sanger. She's on Facebook, Instagram. Go to Spotify. Check her out. Life, Love, and Memories is her latest album. I mean, this is a traditional country album. I heard you say you've written music, or you've written the words, but not the music to some songs.
Yeah, no, that's right. Not the music yet. I'm getting to that. So.
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, slowly, very slowly. But I'm so busy driving around. Like I did 3,000 kilometers last weekend. I'm going to do the same again this weekend. So it's just, and then I help my partner here on his farm as well. So life is pretty busy at the moment.
Yeah, you are a road warrior. We were going to talk about that, but so when you play these gigs, is it just you? Is it somebody with you? What is it?
No, pretty much all by myself. Unless I go and play as a guest artist, they provide a backing band. But mostly it's just me. My new partner and I will probably develop a duo down the track, because he is a muso as well. But he has his stuff that he's busy doing at the moment too. So everything's evolving at the moment, but loving what I'm doing, traveling around, meeting new people, performing at different musters all over the place and different venues, and having fun.
Yeah, that's amazing, because you play all over the place. You play to all kinds of different crowds. How many songs are in your catalog? I mean, how many cover songs can you do?
I think at last count, I looked at my iPad, and there's about 2,129 to be exact.
Holy cow. Wow.
Yes.
And have you been playing guitar your whole life?
No, I only started to teach myself guitar. Well, I was about, I'm going to give away my age here, but it was about 40-ish, about then when I started playing guitar. But I've been singing my whole life, but I just thought I needed to add extra into my performance. So I picked up the guitar and taught myself.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and I don't know what it is, if it's the Australian water or what, because I was like, she doesn't look her age, that's for sure. So whatever you're doing, Vanessa, maybe it's all the traveling.
Oh, I don't really know what it is, but I do know I've been very blessed, and I just tell my daughters to just try and follow in my footsteps and look after yourself, and you may look like your mother when you're her age one day. I don't know. So
hopefully. Well, you said 3,000 kilometers. That's over 1,800 miles.
That's right.
Here in the States, which is just insane on a weekend. Because, Steven from Blue Shamrock Music, who helps promote Vanessa's music, he says you're a road warrior, and he's not lying.
No, he's not lying. No, people, I have to actually check my diary to see where I'm going to be the next day. And most of my followers go, we just can't keep up with you. Like, you are here. I could be in Victoria, then I could be in Queensland or Tasmania, then New South Wales, out west, over the coast. They're like, oh my goodness, we just can't keep up with you. But I think, while I'm young enough and fit enough and able enough to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. So,
man, that's insane. Because how do you do it? Do you do the gig and do you leave right away? I mean, you got to time all this stuff out.
Oh, I do, but most of the time I get accommodation wherever I play. But then again, I do have a lot of friends around the countryside, so it's good to go and stay with them and catch up with them.
Yeah.
And my family as well. They live in places that I play at as well, so I get to go home and catch up with them.
All this windshield time, what are you listening to when you're traveling around?
Oh, look, I do listen to, I have Spotify on and I listen to everything from AC/DC to country and everything in between, really. Funny enough. Yes.
Well, you have to with all that. That's amazing. But yeah, if you go and check out her Facebook page, she's got her rundown on there of all of her gigs. I mean, the hard work is paying off because you're playing a lot of new places. So, I mean, it's working, Vanessa.
Absolutely. And, I think after Glen passed away, I was about to throw it all away because I just didn't think I could do it anymore. But thank goodness to my music friends, they dragged me along to musters and got me back out there singing, and it's just steamrolled since then.
Well, that's what I saw, that Glenn encouraged you to keep it going, but I thought I was going to ask how. I mean, there had to be a point where you were just like, forget this.
Not yet. No, I haven't as yet. I've had a little bit of a break, like I did New Year's Eve, then we did Elvis Festival, then Tamworth Festival, then I did Maxwell Music Muster, and I went, I think I need to have a few weeks off, so I did. Yeah. So that was great. But straight back into it again.
Yeah, right back into it. And she is a road warrior, that's for sure. Reason to Cry. I mean, you said it. This is a song close to your heart. With Glenn passing. It's written by Cameron Mason. So did you know this song? Where'd you find this song?
No, I didn't know Cameron. Rob Breeze, the producer of the album, knew Cameron. And this came across the desk. We were looking for songs and Rob showed it to me, and as soon as I heard it and I looked at the words, I went, I like that song. That's me. That has to go on the album. Yeah,
it just caught you right away.
Absolutely, spoke to me. Yep.
Amazing. So, where are we heading next? I mean, what's the plan? I mean, obviously the gigs just continue to come at you.
Yeah, they do. And I've just booked a few more today. So, but I'd really like to get in to do some tribute shows as well. So there's different things on the horizon. I'd really love to do a Tammy Wynette tribute show. It would be amazing to do Tammy, because everybody does Patsy, everybody does Loretta. They're the staples, and they are fantastic singers in their own right. But not many people do a whole Tammy Wynette show. So I think I could sink my teeth into that and give that a red hot crow.
There you go. Yeah, because we have an artist around here. She does Patsy Cline shows.
Yep.
So, that'd be perfect. The Tamworth, where you're at, has the huge music festival. You mentioned you've played it. So Tamworth, yes. That's a thriving musical community.
It certainly is, yes. And the festival, is once a year in January. It's hot, but it's fun. And you get to see a lot of different variety around the town. This year I ran a venue called South Tamworth Bowling Club, and we stuck to traditional country music. But then you go around and you see the new age country music, you see bluegrass, you see blues, you see a lot of different stuff around Tamworth. It's amazing.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. We had a bunch of artists on. I can't remember. It was a bunch of Stevens artists. I think it was right before the Tamworth Music Festival, and most of them were going, and it's crazy. Australia, some of them were traveling hours. 12 hours, 6. It was just insane. You know all about that. So, the seasons are different. We're getting ready. Summer's coming. What's it doing in Australia?
Well, we've got 2 fires on in the house tonight, and I've got my Ugg boots and jumpers on, so it's pretty cold at the moment.
It's a little chilly.
Just a little chilly, yes.
Do you get snow in Tamworth?
No, not in Tamworth. Probably up at Walker, they get snow. A little bit further up called Gyra, but you can drive there in a day or half a day. It's not very far away, but it's pretty chilly in Tamworth during winter.
Yeah, winter's coming in Australia. So safe travels to Vanessa Sanger. Go and check her out, Vanessa Sanger, on Facebook. Her brand new album, Life, Love, and Memories, is out now. And here is the brand new single, Reason to Cry. Vanessa, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's Vanessa Sanger. It's KIX 96.5.